streak. And against a man who's won 16 of his last 18 matches. Two of the hottest players on the ATP World Tour face off this evening in the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals.
Love 15.
A fair few battles that will take place in this war. Talk about one of the greatest defenders the game has ever seen. Looking at him right there, he's got such flexibility, the way he's able to contort his body to hit those open stance backhands, yet still keep his balance.
He's going to have to show us this evening just how well he can defend. A shot. So, okay, he can defend well. What tactically does he need to do to get the better of Del Potro?
I think he's got to be careful about going through Del Potro. It's going to be important to move him around the court, not hit the ball back to the same place all the time. And I think use the shorter angles rather than always the power shots.
Both will be a little nervous, no question about that.
15, 14.
Respect for one another. They know how well each other can play and how much damage the opponent can do. You need to get off to a decent start. This would be a perfect one for Del Potro, wouldn't it? That's a good serve.
30, 14.
Court surface here just a little slower than the one in Shanghai. Last time these two met, a couple of weeks ago.
Oops.
Brilliance. An early body blow from Djokovic.
He built that rally. Of course, it was the angle that did the damage there, wasn't it? Good length. I knew he had to try and keep Del Potro off balance. Simply hitting good length is not going to be enough against the Argentine.
Advantage, Djokovic. Game, Djokovic.
That's an excellent response to adversity there.
Weighted, everyone feels identical. And of course, they travel to all the
15 love.
majors and all the Masters
Please
1000
don't
events.
use camera with flash. Thank you.
The boys at P1.
And they string for various players, don't they?
Yes, they do. They've got about 25, 30 players on their books. And that's part of the service that they provide. String as many rackets as you need.
Out.
By now they'll be used to the competition. So there's a big difference when you practice on this court with no crowd.
Yep.
And then when suddenly you've got 17, 18,000 people in here, it's a lot warmer. The ball will travel through the air a lot quicker. And of course, the outside practice courts here and the fan zones, it's really, really cold. So there is a big difference. So perhaps there, Djokovic has warmed up on this court because we saw him do so, and maybe thought, well, I need my racket strung at this tension, and then maybe it's a bit warm this evening, and he thinks I need a bit more control there. Already, I think Djokovic striking the ball a little better than he did against Federer. He finished strongly in that match, but in the second set, he got very tentative with the back. He didn't really commit to it. Made 12 unforced errors in total in that set, but just 2 on the backhand in the deciding set. Big difference. He's striking that shot well at the moment. He'll need to this evening.
Forty, 15.
How many can make that shot in his sleep?
Moving the ball around beautifully there. Took it so early, that one up the line. Didn't try to hit too hard. But, he knows that he can put pressure in terms of his movements. That will gain him the upper hand in the rally.
Of course, so the team has pretty much been unchanged for the last couple of years. Marian Vida at the helm, ably assisted by Milena Manovic. Gerard Phil Gritsch. Of course, every now and then his good friend Dusan Vemic travels with him as well. There's Gebhard on the right and in the middle, the cut-off sleeve. Milan doubles up as a bodyguard. Don't want to mess with him. He's a big boy, a strong boy.
That's why he's got his guns out there.
Djokovic.
It's good serving. It's a nice variation. When these two met in Shanghai.
Yeah, trying to keep it away from Djokovic's backhand. Only a couple of serves going there. Really targeting Novak's forehand, 86% of the time. So if you're in South Africa, just asking a question. He's from Durban, actually, and he says, so is it a case of going with his strength, do you think, or do you think he's specifically targeting the forehand side of Novak because it's a slightly weaker return?
100%. Thinking about who he's up against, and how strong the backhand return is. And when Djokovic beat Nadal in the final of Beijing the week before these met in Shanghai, commentated on that match, and Nadal served a lot to the Djokovic backhand and just got returns within a metre of the baseline throughout the course of the match. So I think it's a good tactic. But of course, he's got to keep him guessing when serving to the juice court as well. So, nice balance. And we've seen Nadal this week fine-tune his serve when serving to the ad court. He feels he can't get the swing on the ball on the court to outmaneuver his opponents, both of whom is Ferrer and Wawrinka, who's played so far. Great backhands. So he's gone into the forehand. 90% against Ferrer, 84% against Wawrinka when serving to the ad court. So a lot of players using that tactic.
There it is again, 2 in a row to the forehand up the middle. Because he would have discussed the tactics with coach Franco Devin.
30 off.
Of course, there's a physio just on the right of the screen, out a shot. Keeps it nice and simple.
Serving quite as effectively as Djokovic so far. Potro has only won 1 point when he's missed his first serve, so needs a big one here. Break point. The umpire was ready to overrule if the call hadn't come, wasn't he? Good officiating, Himgliani is the umpire. Maybe a little disappointed with that, a little cheap, wasn't it? That's how to turn defence into attack.
No one does it better.
That was a huge serve, 135 miles an hour. He couldn't have placed it any better. Yet Djokovic able to return it to within a foot of the baseline off that backhand wing.
I just got the feeling there when Del Potro was unloading on a few forehands. Again, you can see the court not giving him as much help as the surface did in Shanghai, which was a little quicker.
Another chance to break.
Doesn't matter what surface you're playing on when you drop the hammer like that.
Nice variation too. Remember, he's been going to the forehand a lot. Djokovic leaning that way, expecting it. So good to mix it up on the big points.
Just too good. Once again, you see the effect of taking the ball so early. There he is, camped right on the baseline.
Advantage, Djokovic.
He's looking like a lean, mean fighting machine this evening, isn't he? Another chance to get the first break of serve.
Deuce.
Can't argue with that. But at the moment, that's how good it has to be to stay in the game.
Net for service. Advantage del Potro.
He has quads, he's ripped, he's so strong, isn't he?
Game del Potro.
That's good holds. Djokovic will be a little disappointed. Had chances there, but Del Potro fans will argue, well, he didn't really, because the Argentine excelled when he was break point down there. Some really big serving. So it's honours even, 2 apiece, but if it was a boxing bout, then Djokovic would certainly be ahead on points. This was the first serve. Well in. Interesting. Just grunting occasionally on the forehand. Doesn't do that all the time, but again, that's just going back to what you were saying earlier, Robbie, about him just feeling like he's sometimes got to muscle the ball to get it through the court. He's not getting quite as much help from the conditions as he did in Shanghai a few weeks ago.
$13, 15.
Lovely shot. A nice combination too. You know, often these players will know what they want to do with the ball, 2 or 3 shots in advance. So there's the wide serve, and he knows if he gets a relatively short return, then he can go into the open court, try and get Del Potro moving. So it's all pre-planned.
Djokovic.
And Gasquet are the 2 players out of each group at the moment that can't qualify for the semi-finals.
Love 15.
Before the match, that first serve has to work well.
15 all.
So far, serving at 63%. First serves in.
Left for service.
When he lands that first serve, more often than not, he's going to get a shortish reply. And of course, he can use that big forehand to dominate proceedings.
Fifteen, 13.
Got away with that, so just shouts the penultimate shot. So a lovely volley to finish with.
Generally, when players have got a lot of time on the passing shot, they like to go cross court. The Potro read that beautifully, and it shows you this guy's just not a one-trick pony. Not only is he so good from the back of the court, but very competent at net as well.
Nice variation from Djokovic. He tried to go through Del Potro early on in the rally and then try to mix it up with a little bit of an angle. He's trying everything to disrupt Del Potro's rhythm. I think of the two, he's the one that's been slightly more proactive so far.
I'll go along with it.
Has had opportunities to break previously. 0 for 3. Here's a fourth chance.
Use. Oh. Yeah. Advantage Del Potro.
And again, another very aggressive rally from Djokovic.
Use.
Boxing the radius. You can see how far behind the baseline Del Potro is, and of course, because Novak's so far inside, it makes that shot much easier to pull off. With the upper line shots, we saw just one or two forehands.
Advantage.
And that's one of those shots, Robbie, isn't it? You have to have full commitment to.
Yeah, if you haven't got the racket head speed, you're not going to get a good hit on the ball, and that's when it just fades out like we saw there. That's just too good. Painting the lines. It's the Serb who's dominating.
That's a huge stat, isn't it?
Love 15.
All kids are from several countries this year. They've got a couple over from Spain for the first time. They always used to come from just Great Britain. It's now a little wider reaching, that international ball kids net. Always nice. Such a smart point, that.
It's the key, not going back to the same place too often. It almost seems like the ball stays on the strings just a little longer than some of the other players.
See, Del Potro's gone the other way down. So it's this variation Djokovic has brought to this match so far that's really causing Del Potro all sorts of problems. Previous point when serving to this side, he used that kick serve, didn't he, initially? So good. Federer used that one well earlier today. He can get some decent height off the court. And there again, keeping Del Potro guessing. It's a little slider into the right hip.
14-15.
77% of his first serve so far, Djokovic, so he's not trying to cover off the ball. So easy to dictate play when you're making almost 80% of your first serves.
Game. Djokovic.
It's so nice to hold as comfortably as Djokovic did there. Serving to stay in the opening set now. 2-5.
50 love.
Hasn't had too many problems winning points when that first serve's found its mark. It's almost 70% of them so far, but hasn't been able to defend his second serve as well as he would have wanted. He's only winning 45% of those points.
40 love.
A bit looser in this game, given the scoreline.
Out. 14-15. for service. Del Potro.
It's his easiest hold of the match so far. It's not like the Serbs aren't very passionate. They really do get behind them, don't they? Davis Cup's so important over their sport in general. It's huge, isn't it? Here's Djokovic serving for the second. As quick as Djokovic is to get it to a short ball, gives you so many more options. So the nice racket head speed on this first shot. A lot of spin. That gives him the control. A little edgy in the second set. Federer a little tight throughout that set on the backhand ring in particular. Wasn't really hitting through the ball. Haven't seen any of that so far today. He's swinging a little freer at the ball. He's got 3 set points now. Really is a really good set of tennis. From start to finish. Not sure he's going to try and be a little more aggressive, or whether he just feels that this game will come.
A while to get the feet going when he played against Gasquet as well. He was prepared to hit a lot of backhands. But once he started to jump around that backhand and look for the forehand, that's when he became a lot more effective in sets 2 and 3. Needs more rallies like that.
Of course, he's sluggish with the feet, not quite getting in the right position, especially against someone like Djokovic. You are going to make more mistakes.
Of course you are.
You're going to have to rely on your hand skills more. It's not easy to do. Very highest level when you're under this kind of pressure.
Decent 13 points here.
15.
Nice. Early. I mean, look at this on a hard court. Sliding, and in fact, it actually is better for your joints because it dissipates.
14, 15.
Sorry, it dissipates the shock and the jarring. It spreads it out. That's what Andy Murray's coach was telling me, fitness trainer was telling me, Jez Green. It's not a bad thing.
Net for service.
You've got the flexibility to go with it.
And then the strength to stop the skid and then obviously move back in the opposite direction. You've got to be strong and flexible.
Del Potro.
That was better game. A little more aggressive. He's only lost 6 points in total on serve today. 4 on the first, 2 on the second. It's all about accuracy. Look at that serve, 125 miles an hour. Of course, it's pretty decent in terms of pace, but that's all you need. If you can vary it, keep your opponent guessing, and you can hit your targets. Especially off the same ball toss. Then there's no way your opponent can read where you're attempting to put the ball.
He's hit the forehand really well this evening, hasn't he? Once again there.
13 love.
He's got some good width. Plenty of side spin, so it's always moving away from Del Potro.
Oh, he's hit a couple of those as well. Those little volleys. He's found himself in such a good position. There's no ego involved there. He doesn't need to slam dunk that thing.
14 love.
What about those boys at the Harbour Club? Would they be slam dunking it when you're coaching them?
They certainly would. It wouldn't be going anywhere near the course, that's for sure. But they'd be trying a good slam dunk. Showmanship there.
Djokovic.
To pocket the game. Very sensible approach shot, turning Del Potro around as a large unit. And thank you for telling everyone about that. See. As far as he's concerned, whether he's number 2 or number 3. It's not number 1.
Yeah. Of course, he's finished the first and third. To never second.
Love. Thirteen, 15.
Hiding that one a little bit.
14, 15.
Oh, what a return. Sublime skill from Djokovic. It's not easy to let the ball come to you.
13.
A little later. Contact with the ball. The racket head is behind the wrist to create that angle inside out. You've got to trust in your own ability to time the ball that well. Return too, but Potro continues to excel and stepping up the line as far as his first competitive, a little more aggressive, serving a little better, and he's got a slender lead at 2-1.
15 love. 15 all.
Spin on that backhand is there. It's relatively flat, but it's got so much feel.
Thirteen, 15. Fourteen, 15. Game.
Yeah, it's good serving.
Djokovic. Two games off.
Slider well, and it's a serve that works well on this particular court. And Del Potro will know, that, I think, that that's one of the shots that Del Potro will try and expose. But Del Potro hasn't hit that forehand as well as he would have wanted. He takes a big cut at it. So the timing has to be perfect, and he hasn't quite timed it as well as he knows he would have needed to, really, to get the better of Djokovic. So it's a shot that he needs to improve. Oh, that's a lovely shot. And again, look at the court position. That was better, more aggressive. Taking the ball a little earlier. Doing a little more damage with that wrecking ball of a forehand.
Nice. I love that description. I'm trying to take over the right to it there, but I notice you're bouncing back pretty hard.
So Djokovic is just starting to use the forehand a little more freely now.
13 love.
How good is that? Very crisp finish.
Again, really nice footwork initially to get around the backhand to use the forehand. He's hit a couple of really nice backhand volleys where he's taken pace off the shot, dropped it a little shorter, made good use of the coarse top surface on this court.
Intelligent volleys, a lot of top volleys this evening. Has gone back deep just in case Del Potro tracks it down.
14, 15.
To cover that maximum amount of ground from stretching on the backhand to short on the forehand.
14-13. Okay, there's Potro.
Particularly well, but that doesn't matter when you're making that many first serves. So it's become a little more of a tussle for Djokovic.
Love 15.
Just made it. Djokovic isn't 100% sure.
Djokovic.
He wants to go with the cartoon kingdom.
Near side. What is Connie?
Oh, just. What a good shot that was. 99% out is 100% in this sport. So a half chance here then. What a response.
15-13. Mr. Djokovic has 2 challenges remaining. A couple
of chances to break in the opening set, wasn't able to do anything with them. So this then, his first opportunity in set number 2. Good rally, and of course there's an apology from Del about the course of that last rally, and he refused to back down.
Just found his mojo, hasn't he?
Yep.
He's feeding off the energy from the crowd who want to see more. Of course, being from South America, he's used to that. He relishes it. What a turnaround here in set number 2. It's Potro now who's dominating from the baseline.
30 love.
Volleys a little better now too. So here's the defending champion, serving to stay in the second set.
$15 now. $30 love.
If you're going to go big, you may as well do so when you're down in the game. You've got nothing to lose. Almost 110 miles an hour, that thing. Of course, more pace, less control. That's the trade-off.
Djokovic.
That's what you can do when you're a breakdown. Take more business on your own deal, and then you've got to hope your opponent gets a little nervous when they serve out for the sets. And of course, he did, didn't he? The other day, Potro, who's played Gasquet, served for the match at 5-4 in the third set. And then afterwards said, I was really nervous. I knew how important it was to win my first match. So unfortunately, on that occasion, he got a second chance. Did serve it out for a 7-5 in the third win. So let's see what he's made of here.
First service.
There it is. He is fired up and he's bringing out the weapons.
15 love.
This is the heavy artillery. Nothing less will suffice.
Good length on that return. That's what we were talking about at the beginning of the match. That was why Del Potro wasn't serving much to the Djokovic backhand when serving to the ad court, because it's such a good return. He's got control, he's got depth.
$15. Mr. Potro, change the call.
Is that quick enough?
Baseline, Boris Colli.
He just sort of hit that shot, see that it fell into the net, and then challenge. So he's got a second bite of the cherry here. I think that was the right decision by umpire to allow him to challenge there. You know, had that ball gone back in play, he definitely wouldn't have challenged.
30.
However, it's no joy for Hawkeye. Good depth. And perhaps a half chance here for Djokovic. Big point.
Disorientation again. Just saying, seeing things as he would like. We saw it in Shanghai. We saw it in his previous match.
Yeah, just short periods within the matches. Very strange. Something seems to trouble him. He responded well initially in the match here. Responded well in Shanghai. Needs to do the same this evening. Here's Del Potro. Set point. Good serving. That was the cornerstone of his improved performance throughout the course of that second set. Posted outstanding. It's good serve.
That's one of those line lickers.
13 love.
Who's your money on in this deciding set, Robbie, and why? It's a tough one, isn't it?
It is.
Great serve, but a better return. A wide forehand from Del Potro. Didn't hit it particularly well in the early stages of the match, but it's improved since then.
I'm probably just going to go with Novak, and for no reason other than I like the fact that he's serving first in the set. Looks like he's going to get the lead here. And I just think from a psychological point of view, it's
14, 15.
It's never as easy having to always play catch up. They've each played one very clean set. Novak initially, and then Del Potro. And I think serving first here and being able to hold, if he does, is a nice momentum stopper. Oh, but he's got to contend with the wrecking ball, and that's never easy.
Can't hit the ball any better, any cleaner, any firmer than Del Potro did there.
14, 13.
If you look very carefully, you'll see a vapor trail just behind that. That's how hard it was struck.
106 miles an hour.
Left for service. Djokovic.
This point is one of the few cheap points.
Gorgeous. Last place. He thought Del Potro was going to hit that ball, looking for the cross court, but he's given that one the frozen rope down the line.
It's a lovely shot. It's all about timing that. It's all about trying to generate too much pace.
15 all.
And of course, what we all want to see is both these guys playing well at the same time. Hopefully throughout the duration of this deciding set, because it's very easy on the eye.
Thirteen, 15.
He's continuing to serve effectively. 74% in the second set was a pretty good benchmark just to continue a rich vein of form here.
Once again, please don't use
ISO numbers nice and high, a bit more light in.
Forty, 30. Game. Del Potro.
He's getting a lot of support now, and rightly so. He's very popular. And I think people have appreciated throughout the course of the season just how magnificent some of his tennis has been, especially of late. These two, the hottest players on the ATP World Tour since the US Open. Of course, Del Potro will finish in the top 10 of the Emirates ATP rankings for the fourth time in the last 6 years. Had a couple of injuries, so those are the years that he didn't feature at the very top of the game, but a very consistent performer. Whoa!
La 15. La 30.
Talk about momentum in matches. It certainly seems to be with Del Potro at the moment. Shame, a little cheap.
15-30.
Potro makes amends. That time it was Djokovic who blinked first. First break points of this deciding set.
One of his favourite locations as far as serving aces is concerned in this match. So a fair few down the middle there on the deuce court.
Still break point though.
Got a good look at that and he knows it.
And he likes that forehand down the line too, doesn't he?
It's interesting. He's very similar to Sampras in that regard. When his opponent's on the baseline and he's hitting the running forehand, he'll go cross court. But when they're at net, he likes to go up the line.
Love a do-over there, wouldn't he? Feels he should have made more of that opportunity. Length on the approach. It's been a good game from Djokovic since he fell behind break points at 15-40.
Advantage, Djokovic. Please, sir, don't use the flash. Thank you. Long, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Djokovic.
That's good holds, but you can understand why Del Potro might be a little... Potro's frame of mind is here, having failed to break in the previous game.
Not easy to get that forehand passing shots
Love 15.
out of his mind. He had a good look at the pass as well on break point at 30-40. His reaction thereafter, so one of a great disappointment. Nice quick hold here will help erase the negative thought.
15 all.
Of course, he knows the importance of this game after having just saved those break points. Knows that Del Potro's frame of mind might not be great, so got to make him pay. Winning the opening points is Del Potro off the hook, and that's why he's a little angry. That's what he's thinking.
It's big serving and another important hold.
It's a perfect example of mental shifts going on within a match and how quickly it shifts. You haven't broken, you've lost the first point on your serve, and suddenly you could be getting down on yourself, but 4 good points thereafter, and suddenly you're feeling good again. So easy to go on an emotional roller coaster. Got to keep a level head.
It's good footwork. He danced around the backhand, gave himself just enough room to be able to have options with that forehand. Went inside out in the end, but could have gone, up the middle or back cross court to Del Potro's forehand. But he gave himself the options because he was in a perfect position before swinging at the ball. Again, quality footwork, this time from the Argentine.
It's really up for it, he's very energized.
15 all.
Nice big swing arc. Drops the wrist below the ball and then brushes up the back of it. Head nice and still. Gets down pretty low and loads with the legs very well. Such a tall man.
It's one thing I think a lot of my friends are very surprised by when they come and watch these guys at close quarters. They just can't believe how much they bend their knees to get underneath the ball to brush up the back of it, as well as hitting through the ball. So you've got pace but spin in order to control a shot too. Just a little late on that, so let's think back to the forehand that he missed in the previous game on break point. He was late on that. That went into the trams. That's what's frustrating him. You've got to make the adjustment. You don't want to make the same error time and time again.
Djokovic.
Well, we're heading towards the business.
Love 15.
Remember last time these two went at it. It was an epic. Went the distance, didn't it? 7-6 in the third in the finals of Shanghai.
He's in trouble now. Just forcing the play there a little bit.
Love 30.
He's not making enough first serves at the moment, Del Potro. First serve percentage has below 45%. Oh, what a miss. It's not easy to make the adjustment, but surely having made the distance there, he had time, didn't he? Should have done a lot better than that.
It was almost like he had too much time in the end, too much to think about. You can see he's already adjusted to the continental grip, and now he's thinking. You can see he was thinking about going back to the topspin, but stayed with the continental. But of course, then he can only hit it flat. Doesn't have as much control on the shot.
3 break points. What a return that was, but what a poor game from Del Potro. Unforced errors everywhere.
And all from the forehand, right?
Terrible. You know, and that's been the shot that he used beautifully throughout the course of the second set to dictate play with. So he'll feel that that shot let him down badly there. So it's Djokovic with a break.
love.
Serving down the middle on both the juice and the air has been very, very good. So accurate, especially on the first court.
Djokovic has wrestled the momentum from Del Potro. 16 plus 21 points.
Let for service.
Shame just smothered that final forehand a little too much. And he knows it.
15.
Yep, that's exactly what happened, isn't it? The whole team know their tennis. Good tennis, rock solid, Djokovic. In the last 15 to 20 minutes or so. Del Potro serving to stay in the match.
Love. Love.
It's another one of those magnificent backhand returns to within inches of the baseline.
13-15. (14-15).
A couple of times now he's had difficulty making the adjustment once the ball is on top of the net.
13. Potro. Djokovic leads 5-3.
Failed to serve out many matches in the last couple of months. The ATP World Tour. Looking this evening for a 19th consecutive victory. Just a game away now. It's a nice adjustment from Djokovic, just backed off there a little bit rather than going in for the volley.
Intelligent shot selection as well, making sure he kept that last forehand on the same side of the court as himself. It's all about placement, didn't try and hit it too hard.
He's turned him round well this evening, hasn't he, on numerous occasions. He served well too in this third set. That's always helpful. He's won 14 of 17 points when that first serve's gone in. It's allowed him to dictate play. It's allowed him to boss the point. Keep Del Potro on the back foot, off balance, defending, as opposed to being a little more proactive, which is, of course, what he likes.
Good. What a game this has been. Clarity of thought. And of course, couple that with good shot selection. And it's the perfect duo.
Here's Djokovic. 3 match points. What a way to finish.
Djokovic presents to 1.
And with that win, the defending champion is safely through to the knockout stages this time around. 4 minutes. 6-3, 3-6, 6-3.